Hey there, welcome back to another video. This time it's another mini rant. I haven't done one of these in a while, but this is a topic, this is a character, this is a franchise that I'm very passionate about. And I wanted to get some things off my chest in regards to the latest installment. And the latest installment is Once Upon a Deadpool, as I like to call Once Upon a Cash Grab, because that's all this is. This is another completely soulless, unnecessary, unneeded cash grab. And the fact that $1 goes to charity is not enough to justify its existence, if you ask me. Because, yeah, $1 for the ticket sales for Once Upon a Deadpool will go to charity for a cancer charity program. But you know what? That's $1 out of how much? If the tickets cost $9 to $10 or more than that each, that's a very paltry sum compared to the amount that's going to be going to the studio and the theaters. So, if you want to donate to charity, then just donate to the charity. Give them $1, give them $10, give them all of the profit instead of just a fraction of it. So, I mean, I'm all for supporting charity and supporting cancer research, but if you ask me, I think there's better ways to do that than to pay to see Deadpool 2.1, the neutered cut. Anyway, that's just my personal opinion on that. But if you want to support the charity by and say fuck cancer by going to see Deadpool 2.1 to see Once Upon a Deadpool, be my guest. I'm not making this video to say to anyone to try to say that you shouldn't do what you want to do. Do what you want to do. I'm just extremely leery of the potential fallout of this re-edit being a success. If this is successful, I strongly feel that Disney is going to scrap and completely abort and throw away the R-rated Deadpool franchise and make it PG-13. I have a strong suspicion they will do that. There's already some really less than desirable things going on at Fox right now. A bunch of employees have already left because Disney's not telling them what direction the company is going to go yet. CEOs have been kept on, basically chained to a sinking ship by big paychecks. And it just doesn't look very promising. Then you look at the past incidents like Donald Glover's Deadpool series he was working on. I heard that a big reason why it was canned is because he dared to take shots at Disney. Then you have Ryan Reynolds and the company who did Deadpool 2, who had a joke about Disney that Disney pretty much forced them to take out of the film. And then you have the teaser for Once Upon a Deadpool, which is comparing Fox's Marvel, to Nickelback. So Disney, I guess, can take shots at Fox, but Fox can't take shots at Disney? Because I don't buy that this is a 100% Fox product. I don't buy that for a second. How often does Disney let people make jokes about their properties if they're not owned by Disney? There was an Up joke in here. How often does that happen? Not very often. This seems like a clear-cut case of Disney just doing some test run, a clandestine test run for PG-13 Deadpool, and I'm not having any of it. It looks like shit. It isn't funny. It smells like shit. And it's shit, if you ask me. It's just a bunch of fucking bullshit that I don't want any of. I don't want any of this bullshit, thank you. I don't want to see a PG-13 Deadpool franchise. One of the biggest reasons why I love this franchise is that it's balls to the wall. It's violent. It's edgy. It gives no fucks. PG-13 is not going to enable the franchise to live up to its full potential. It's not going to make it so it can be as amazing and as awesome as it can be. It's going to hold it back in terms of its storytelling, in terms of its characterization, in terms of the jokes, in terms of all the things that it can do. And one of the big reasons why Deadpool and Logan were so successful is because it gave adults a superhero comic book film that they could watch and laugh at and enjoy and be entertained by and realize that, you know what, this one's for us. And I do not buy for a second that if this is successful, that Bob Iger and Disney, who are known for not taking that many risks, who have already become this giant conglomerate juggernaut that have had multiple big flops in recent years, high profile flops, Mars Needs Moms, John Carter, Lone Ranger, and they were able to absorb all of that without it hurting them at all. So I don't buy this theory that, well, Deadpool, R-rated Deadpool is making money, so therefore Bob Iger and Disney are not going to dare to try to mess with that formula. Yeah, I don't think so. What Bob Iger and Disney want to do is what they've been doing for years and what's been successful for their company. Preserve brand integrity and not take too many risks and go with the sure thing. And what's the sure thing for them? PG-13, the MCU. So if this is a hit, if Once Upon a Deadpool is a surprise hit and it makes a decent amount of money, I'm willing to bet, if I were a betting man, and I'm not, but if I were, that's a sign for Bob Iger and Disney to put a green light on PG-13 Deadpool. And I don't want that. And I know I'm not alone on that, but when I look at the comments section for this teaser, it's almost unanimous praise. It's a bunch of kids celebrating that they can see a Deadpool movie. You know what? Sometimes you have to wait. Sometimes there are films that are not made for you, and you have to deal with it. It's like, remember what happened when there was that whole controversy, the whole just ridiculousness surrounding the whole thing, where one of the parents was upset that Fox wasn't going to give their kid a PG-13 cut of Deadpool, and you remember how that was laughed at and ridiculed? Why is this being just accepted? Like it's just, like it's a great thing. Oh wow, PG-13 Deadpool 2. Why is this getting a pass? I don't understand this. People should be ridiculing this and looking at it exactly for what it is. A cheap, half-assed cash grab. Fox normally doesn't do shit like this. I don't normally see Disney doing things like this either. Since when have you seen a PG-13 re-edit of a film that was released in theaters the same year with a different rating? How often does that ever happen? That doesn't happen for a reason, folks, because it's not a good idea. It's a terrible idea. You know what? I would have been all for a micro budget, R-rated, balls to the wall, crazy holiday adventure with Wade Wilson and company. I would have been all for that. You could have Fred Savage in there. You could have the same wraparound stuff. Just shoot your own plot line with Wade trying to find a Christmas present for Al or something. You know, do something crazy with it. I mean, do something similar to the Harold and Kumar Christmas movie. I don't know why they couldn't have just done that instead of done a PG-13 recut of Deadpool 2 with some new footage put in. That's the kind of shit that you watch as a bonus feature on a DVD or Blu-ray release. That's not the kind of thing you pay for. So that's another thing I don't get. Why should anybody pay to see this? But people will. Just looking at the comments section, looking at how the teaser is one of the highest trending trailers on YouTube right now. I mean, I can definitely look at this and say, more than likely it's going to be a hit. And when it comes to Bob Iger and Disney And R-rated properties, they have no experience. Zero. Don't give me Touchstone. They haven't released anything like Deadpool in decades. Or at least maybe 8 years. It's been a long time. The last R-rated film they released was a biopic. And the last film that Touchstone released, period, that had a theatrical release, if I remember correctly, was a period piece. So I don't buy the fact that Disney knows how to do this. Also, with Netflix, they already repeatedly said that they had no plans to incorporate those characters in the MCU at all. And now they want to take those characters and that series and those series like Daredevil and so on and all these other ones that you like, they want to take them away. A good reason, a reason why some of these Netflix Marvel shows were canceled is because they couldn't write any more scripts because Disney cock-blocked them and said no. Because Disney wants Netflix dead. They want everyone dead. So that's another reason to say fuck this and fuck Disney. Because they don't fucking give a shit about anything other than money and profit. And they've made more than enough. And if you ask me, I am not opposed to boycotting the fuck out of them. Because something needs to happen. Do you want to be owned by Disney? Do you want to be ruled by Mickey Mouse? Do you want this to be a monopoly? Because that's what it's going to be. That's kind of what it already is. Look at how much Disney owns in terms of the streaming service now. Because they bought Fox, they have a huge share of Hulu. So that means then they're going to create their own streaming service. So that means that Disney's going to have 2 out of the 2 major streaming services. And because Disney's going into this, now we have everyone else trying to join in. Warner Brothers, Walmart, Apple. This is just going to be a fucking nightmare. And it's all because Disney wants all the pieces of the pie. They're greedy fucks. And I don't remember them ever really necessarily being this greedy and this money hungry. Yes, they've been like that in the past about profit, but ever since Bob Iger came in, it just seems like that's what it's been about, man. It's all about the money. It's like Bob Iger is the $1 million man. Money, 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 money. It's just about really. To me, he's just about as hateable of a heel, too. But anyway, when it comes to Deadpool, Once Upon a Deadpool, to me, it's just a dumb idea. It's a cash grab. None of the jokes were funny. Nothing made me laugh. Just because Fred Savage is there and they recreated the set from A Princess Bride doesn't make it funny. And I hate the potential fallout of this being a hit. I hate it. Deadpool and Logan and films like that, they were so fresh and fun and different compared to the other films of the MCU. And if this is a hit, say goodbye to all of that. If that doesn't happen, I'll be the first to admit it, but I highly doubt it. Knowing Disney's track record as of late, they could have easily made their own R-rated films to compete with Logan and Deadpool, but they chose not to because they don't want to take risks. They could have made a Ghost Rider R-rated film to compete with these other movies. Nope. Let's have them be in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. They could have worked with Netflix and done a Daredevil movie. Nope. They could have done Punisher. They could have done Moon Knight. They could have done something. They could have done another Blade. But they said, no. We're not doing that. So tell me again why I should have a shred of hope or believe for 1 second that they will not obliterate this fucking franchise if they see an opportunity to play it safe. And I think they would have done it anyway, because it just fits their track record. Bob Iger never said, folks, he never said that he was 100% going to do Deadpool 3 or do an R-rated Deadpool. He said, we'll consider it. It's definitely something that we are going to consider. Never agreed to say 100% that he was going to do it. And he only said that once. He didn't repeat that multiple times. Never happened. So the faith that so many people have in Bob Iger with Deadpool in this franchise is astonishing because its base is paper thin. There's not much there. And knowing his track record, why would he do anything different? He's going to absorb the franchises from Fox that he knows are going to be profitable, that are going to be safe, that are brand friendly, like Avatar, and then more than likely he's just going to sell the other assets to the highest bidder. Might even shutter the entire studio. But there's definitely going to be some downsizing, and there's already been proof of that, because look what happened with employees are jumping ship. Disney's having to pay CEOs to stay on the ship. It's getting ugly. It's only going to get uglier. And rumors are that the takeover is already going to happen as soon as 2019. And if that's the case, then this could easily just be Disney's work. Disney's attempt to just get the version of Deadpool that they prefer and that they want out to the public. And if the public eats it up, they're just going to give you more. And I don't want that. I don't want this shit. I don't want this pussified, neutered fucking garbage. That's why I'm not seeing it. You're not going to see a review from me. I don't care to see it. I don't give a shit. I love Deadpool to death. I was one of the people that was campaigning and begging for Fox to make a Deadpool film for years. And I was there on opening night for both films. And I loved both of them dearly. And that's why I'm not happy. That's why I don't want to support this fucking cash grab, neutered fucking cut of Deadpool 2. And I don't want to support it. And if you feel the same way as I do, I would suggest doing the same. Anyway, that's all I have to say. Hope you enjoyed the rant. And as always, I will see you later. See ya.